very short. We're just gonna finish up the last one. We're focusing on cat's behavior. There shouldn't be much more. Very cute photos. This is a lot of napping. Two kittens curled up, probably in deep sleep by now, because they usually fall into it right away when they're only a few months old. And then it probably just slowly becomes a slower progress on where they're able to control if they light sleep and deep sleep, and they switch whenever they want to when they're adult. This one's all curled up in a ball. These ones are snuggled up together. Okay, cat hatch. Playing teaches social skills. Kittens learn how to properly interact with adults and siblings, wrestling matches, strength muscles, and teach proper use of teeth and claws. Kittens quickly discover that claws hurt and that biting mommy's tail too hard prompts a hiss and sweat. Many cat games simulate prey catching behavior. A bouncing cat perfects the mouse bounce, and boxing teaches bird swatting techniques and paw control. Mom's tail switching from under the door stimulates. Let's like on the next page. This one's very fascinated by this one's playing. They're play fighting. It's like, don't worry about the cats hurting each other. They're usually just playing and roughhousing. And they'll usually get revenge. So they're like, oh, if it hurt when you bit me, I'll bite you back. So you don't do it again. They don't usually need human intervention or to be involved in fights. So just playing with a toy here. Okay, fishing behavior to behavior as a frantic kitty get and pause, scramble, and scoop to catch the prize. Oh yes. The mother swishing her tail around helps the cat practice fishing behavior. So they scramble and try to catch the prize. This one just laying down and staring at this toy, maybe pounding it a little bit. This one's hiding. Cats don't have expensive tastes, and discard box or paper shopping bags provide hours of cheap thrills. Some cats get running start and then plop their fuzzy behinds on a newspaper or throw rugs to play in sliding games across the slick floor. Cats relish and sneak attacks from behind drapes or perched on top of doors or refrigerators. They love games of chasing involving feathers, catnip mice, and other exclusive beams of flickering light. Interactive games with owners not only reveal stress, they strengthen the bond between you and your pet. They love to play. This one's playing in maps. Getting to places maybe he shouldn't be. Next to your keys. This one's hiding in a bush, tacking part of it. He's like, what are you looking at? I'm playing around. This one is on a swing and might fall because it is buying I'm playing with the side, which could cause it just swing and maybe knock him off balance. Sorry, my throat was closing up there for a minute. Stuff stuck in my throat for a minute. Okay, cat fight. Cats are deposed despots? What is this supposed to? I don't know. Okay, in close communities, there is one top cat with no further ranking. Cats that know each other rarely rock the boat, and serious fights are infrequent. The cat dominant has usually been around the longest and has established claim over to the most territory. Kittens give way to adults, and alterated cats bow to interact enact felines. If the dominant cat is displaced due to age or illness, squabbles may erupt until a new order is established. Cats have a strong attachment to a place and consider their house owner, and even the view of their larder to be personal kitty property. Using both sense and visual signs, cat marks territory to warn off would-be trespassers. Markings can be troublesome when the cat is indoors. Cats stack up to objects, covering trail, and they will pee on it to mark it like a dog will to mark things as their property. This one's very much, I believe, playing with a frog or something they caught that they believe is their prey. Cats usually are playing and they don't usually cause trouble or actually hurt each other unless they're trying to become the new boss and own the territory and fight the strongest person there. It's probably just silly fighting again. They're picking on a dog here. Cats will sometimes initiate play behavior that looks like fighting, so most of the time they are just playing. And sometimes they'll play with other animals because they'll be like, you got too close, or you patted my nose, or I want to play with you, and I want to poke you in the nose. So they'll swat at you. This one they like to rub all over because they're itchy. Or they'll get some of their shedding coat off. I have to scratch a lot of things. This one's very upset and very hissing. It's warning you. It's about to attack and wants you to leave. It's alone. It's very upset. Walk away and get away from the cat if it's doing this. You don't want to be attacked by the cat. The cat is very angry. You cannot pet it. It's basically the cat screaming, no, leave me alone. I don't like you. Leave me alone. And then this one just stalking around, probably just playing. It's not crouched or anything, so it's probably not jumping on anything that's play. It's probably just looking around, curious. These are just a bunch of furry kittens that are a little bit older. They're quite a few days old. Probably like close to a month. Maybe a little bit less. They grow very fast. And they're just the mother watching them all. There's a lot of them. Look at that. They're all different colors. Apparently, the kittens from the same lead can have different fathers. But that doesn't matter. Because they're all siblings and they came from the same cat. The same mother. Got some white ones, calico, you got brown, black, and white. More of just black, white here. A lot more darker with a lot more black and everything, so it looks a lot more like its mother. And then we got an orange one peeking in the back. And then we have another one that's a little bit lighter gray, but mostly black stripes again, hanging over the black and white kitty. Okay, male cat is called a Tom, can be the father as early as 6 months. They become fathers very fast. Tom advertised his macho status by marking his territory. He appears everywhere. They usually have thick neck skin that protects him from scratches and bites during cycles. Cats normally already have a little bit extra skin on their necks and everything. But Tommy cats usually have a little bit more to help protect them when they're fighting other cats and other things. Because they're very known for getting into fights over territory and over what cat they want to date This is a mother hiding her kitten. There's some kittens playing with their mother. It's very cute. Very fluffy white kitten. That one looks like it's a lot more white, but has a little bit of black on the ears like its mom. And then we got black and white. And then cat and dogs can be friendly and everything. They're not always enemies. The cat and dog may kiss, but none the better friends. No, it's for Bob. So there's a quote by someone anonymous. Okay. Cats and dogs raised together not only tolerate each other, but can become the best of friends. Pair obviously likes playing each other and has mastered each other's language, so there's no misunderstanding. They can communicate very well to each other once they've grown up and they got used to each other and they play a lot. So they can know if they're in the mood to play or if they're fighting and they're serious and when not to bother them. And one time if they're actually like, I'm angry so I'm attacking you, or I'm just messing around and we're playing. And also to be like, oh, you bit too hard so you have to be more gentle. And not. And then they're pretty usually friendly and very social creatures. They will hang out and spend time with horses and any other type of animal that they can find and they meet. Okay, 9 lives, 5 senses. I am the cats of cat. I am the everlasting cat, cunning and old and sleek as jam. The everlasting cat, I hunt the vermin in the night. The everlasting cat, for I see best without the light. The everlasting cat. Anonymous, the cat of cats. Cats do have really good night vision, so they can see in the dark. Dogs do not have very good night vision, and neither do humans. That's because they have to, most of their prey that they hunt is a lot smaller than them and can hide very easily, so they need eyes that can see and hunt in the dark and to see very well. The placement of the eyes on the cat's face and them having a small head gives them nearly 285 degrees of 3-dimension sight. So they have a very wide range of vision and helps her judge the depth and distance accurately of where she's trying to go and what she's doing. They have much better sight than humans. They have very good sense of smell, just like dogs do. They have a much smaller nose. Very, very big face of cat right here. They do have very small noses. They have a lot of whiskers that help them feel around and everything. And yeah, they do not have as big of a nose and quite as good of a nose probably as a dog, but it's still probably better than humans. Okay, and then their sense of taste. Although feline preference for rare rodents. Since cats prefer like raw meat and raw rodents and what we consider really gross animals, like cats and mice and everything, we think that most of us think that cats have no taste. Cats can and do appreciate certain flavors. How the taste of food isn't nearly as important as the smell. They really care about the smell, and they don't really care about the taste of your food. So you don't need to spoil your cat and give them different tastes. Cats are attracted to food by its smell. If the smell is satisfactory, they will eat the food. This is like looking at the river or something. I don't know. Crawling where it's dark. This is sitting on a log. This is eating its food. The rest center of the cat's tongue has no taste buds. It's used primarily as a grooming tool and food grater to help break up some of the food. The taste buds are found only in the tip, sides, and base of the tongue, inside the mouth and lips. Receptive taste buds make cats sensitive to the taste of water. Cats react most strongly to sour, salty, and bitter taste. So, you giving them sugar, they don't actually appreciate or can taste the sweetness. They do like salty things. But even if you gave them like sour and bitter things, I don't really have to worry about it. They'd probably be okay with it, especially if it smelled good. They have very little taste just at the very tip of their tongue and a few other areas in their mouth and other places on their tongue. Which is probably also why they can groom themselves and be like, it's, even though they're like really dirty and everything, it's because they don't taste it. They have extraordinary hearing, enables a cat to identify and pinpoint mice, even from a great distance. It can rotate each ear 180 degrees. So he is probably a little bit better. Yeah. Seems that they have better hearing than dogs. Dogs still have better hearing than humans. But cats are winning, apparently. In sight and hearing. But not in smell. And in some cases of hearing. They really win in the sight game, though. Okay. Touch. A cat doesn't need to directly touch something. Their face doesn't have to directly touch an item for them to be able to feel it. Especially if you can see they have a lot of whiskers. It's mostly what their whiskers do. They help feel around their face and everything, so they don't have to bump into things. And it can judge the distance between objects. And they can even detect changes in the air pressure, so they could probably figure out the weather before you can. Sixth sense. The extraordinary sensory ability cats possess for years made them seem supernatural. Stories about psychic cats predicting weather changes, earthquakes, and other events. Kitties who found their way home over extraordinary distances. That's very common. Cats can usually find their way home. Once they've dictated the places they're home, they will come back. They can come back on their own. They know how to get back home. They're just apparently just taking a long time, or they're just interested in other things. They want to do other things instead of coming home. Okay. Or if they're just mischievous, silly behavior. And them not listening to you or doing anything you tell. They are not obedient creatures. They never come when you call them. Okay, this poem is by Thomas Hound. It comes from, I believe, his story or book called Tabitha Longclaw's Tiddlywink. Our old cat has kittens, 3. And what do you think their names shall be? Pepper Pot, Shootkins, Scratch Away, there. Was there ever a kitten with these to compare. And we called her old mother. Now what do you think? Tabitha Longclaws Tidbly Wink. So I believe that's actually the title of the longer poem. Or maybe the short poem. But anyway, a lot of variations of striped. And this one has more blotches. And it's more black instead of black-gray. All different names. Junior, Whiskers, Mama Cat, Grandpa's, and Jumbo. The name Gap. Naming is a serious business that cannot be taken lightly. An inappropriate name bruises kitty feelings as much or more than physically injury. Cats may not be able to speak fluent in human English, but they understand intent. A positive name promotes self-esteem in a cat, while hateful names fosters depression or nastiness, so bad behavior. Cats must be cherished to celebrate their glorious female spirits, and the name must complement the individual cat. So even cats can be picky about their names, but more of it's about the tone that you speak their name with, and your attitude towards naming them, and how you normally use their name, and if you normally call them. Do you normally call them when they're in trouble more, or when it's just feeding time? And when you're just petting them? That time can help them have positive associations with their name. They say the test is Samuel Butler. They say the test of this is whether a man can write an inscription. I say, can he name a kitten? And by this test, I am condemned, for I cannot. There is a variety of names people can choose any name as simple as Blackie, others Freeway or Bravado, Elvis, or maybe even Solo. Or Shireen. They can have silly names just about personality or their color, of their eyes or their fur, or what their fur looks like snow if it's white, or it can be like a human name. We have an orange cat in the winter. It's very fluffy. They wear it well. Yes. There's a lot of options for fur. They love their fur, and they do like to keep it very clean. And they're very fluffy. They're normally very soft and fluffy. They have different layers and different thickness of the coats and fluffiness. This is the cat that was used in the front cover. A cat is there when you call her if she doesn't have something better to do. That was very funny. They'll probably come to you if for food or for pets, unless they like something else better. And then there are different names of celebrity cats. A lot of celebrities apparently had cats, along with puppies in this one. Cats and dogs are very popular. And then there's Aristocat names. So they have more names that sound like royalty or older times. Or I think it's more sophisticated and more fancy. And more business-like and sound like you're more rich and things like that. It's very cute. Cat looking at the rain and looking at the snow. Okay, cattails. You see the beauty of the world through the eyes of an only content. And in my steady chair of curls, move me to pensive wonder moment. I wish I knew your trick of thought, perfect balance of your ways. These theme and inspiration caught from other laws in older days. It's a poem by Anonymous. They are very contained. They will curl up on a chair. They'll look at things. They'll be very fascinated by any little thing. They're very, very good at balancing, and they can catch their balance if they're falling or anything. And they can walk in very small, cramped places, and very little room for their feet. They can walk it and not fall, or even trip or anything, or get close to falling. There's a lot of myths about cats. There's obviously a lot of the myths and everything that would come from Egypt about them being gods, or bad ones like they're bad luck, like black cats are bad luck or something like that. So superstitions. But the myths that they're talking about here is more of just like stereotypes for cats and everything, so giving them like a bad rap and everything, making new bad stereotypes for cats. So yeah, there's the feral cat myth. Most cats are not feral. They're usually cuddling on laps and everything, and they'll stay indoors, and they'll play with games and everything. They don't have to deal with hunger, illness, or energy. They can usually just play, so they don't have to be super good in the games and everything and succeed at catching their prey. And they don't really have to worry about survival or anything, and they can sleep a lot more and laze around and do whatever they want because there's a lot less danger, and they don't have to worry about that when they're inside and when they're pets of humans. And there's also a maternity lift. An enduring myth argues that having kittens is good for a cat, but there is no medical evidence that this benefits the mother. But apparently they were like, humans should have kids and it makes their life better and they have more fun, and that should apply to cats as well. Cats should have more babies. It's a very far away cat. Like, I can't even see it. And the mother provided. It's a very cute white cat. Okay, altering myths. Altering is said to create fat, lazy cats that won't hunt. But cats who crave mousy morsels in the past will continue indulging their tasty buds. The baby myth. The ancient myth that cats steal the breath from babies aroused from some Hebrew tale from the Bible, apparently, about a cat. That's random. Okay, pretty cats. They're pretty cats. Lore. It's the customs and tales and whimsies and engagement rituals of the feline race have fascinated, amused, and confounded humankind for centuries. And in some incidents, we are no closer to understanding, and we can only wonder why and how Kitty does what he does. The purr. The mysterious purr. Deceptive, simple, yet glorious, uplifting. The purr is a soothing mantra both to human and feline foes. Violent purrs are endearing means of feline communication. They are used to instruct kittens to cement the bonds of friendship and to calm self or companions. The purring cat song is the express of overwhelming emotion. When the kitty can no longer contain its joy, contentment, never was over. but in some cases it could also explore his anger or pain. Cats are a mysterious kind of folk. There is more passing in their minds than we are aware of. It comes no doubt from their being too familiar with warlocks and witches. This is a silly quote and a poem by Sir Walter Scott. This one's in the dark. Legends. So we're talking about actual cat tales and not stories about cats. Okay, Asian peoples unable to understand unique feline traits invented imaginary tales to explain it. Even today, female legends are touching reminders of mysterious side in our cats. Creation stories. Medieval legends says the devil tried to mimic God and create a man. Instead, a sorry, skinless creature appeared in the first cat. They're talking about they're very confused by the hairless cat. That's probably what they saw. Pathetic. Sir Peter took pity on the beast and gave the cat her other precious possession, a fur coat. Another fable tells Sun and Moon held a contest to see who could create the finest animal. The Sun fashioned a lion and greatly impressed the other gods. Moon was filled with jealousy and created a spritey cat, but the gods mocked the Moon's imitation lion. Sun created a mouse as a sign of his contempt. Moon desperately tried again and created a monkey, but the monkey received even greater division, furious over humiliation. The Moon caused eternal strife to spring between the creatures. That's why even today, lions hate the monkey and the cat despises the mouse. There's a cute one there. And there. Okay, here's another quote by... Okay, this one's by Charles Wadler. I don't know how to say your name. His voice is tenderly discreet, but let it be serene or vexed. Still, always it is sonorous and profound. This is his charm and his secret. There's a cute kitty in the painting. Cats in history and art. Alright, said the cat. And this time it vanished quite slowly, beginning with the end of the tail and ending with a grin, which remained some time after the rest of it had gone. Well, I've also seen a cat without a grin, thought Alice. But a grin without a cat? It's the most curious thing I've ever seen in my life. This is a quote from Alice in the Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Cats in the theater. Arts and music, cats could inspire that. Part of paintings and other things. And it tells stories about the myths of cats. Or pretend to be cats. There's many stories about cats in literature and books. Them doing things. This one seems very silly. Seems to be playing around. He might be grabbing his sword. He might be a knight so he can fight the rats or mice. They are even depicted in film. It's a very cute cat. It has a hat to match him. It's very sweet. There's been quite a few cats in films. And then in television, when they perfected the art of entertainment, they moved on to even bigger screens. Different politicians, celebrities. Almost everybody liked cats, unless they prefer a dog more. Alright, and that is the end. Because I'm not going to read all the details. Alright. This is For the Love of Cats. Okay, let me see. Here are you. Okay. It is by Amy D. Soja and Irene Gizzy.